And Live Board Sportscast, back in Cornish 2. I'm here with undefeated Russian boxer descent, Aleksei Dronov. Completely amazing. You have obviously your Olympic champion, world champion, super heavyweight, successful, and I appreciate you speaking to me, sir.
Thank you. It's an honor for me as well. Thank you
Uh,
for inviting me.
and absolutely, and you gave me a little bit of background. You have like over 100 fights, correct? Amateur and pro.
Yeah, something about that. I never was counting that, but yeah, something about 100.
Absolutely. So what kind of got you involved into the world of sports itself, and of course the combat sport of boxing?
To be honest with you, I never had the chance to try anything else because my father, he was a boxer
Hmm.
and he was a Soviet Union Cup champion in boxer. In boxing, he was light heavyweight and uh, his career didn't go well at the end. And he decided if he'll have a son, he'll start training guys and me as well. And yeah, he decided that I will be a boxer, and fortunately for me, I really started to like it, and that's why I'm here now, right now.
Absolutely. Well, obviously, your father definitely is successful in boxing, and then so it definitely came through like the bloodstream within itself that you're automatically just like who can say that they have a like youth Olympic champion.
Yeah,
It's completely and it's amazing thing to have. And of course, you're choosing to fight out of your boxing gym is Miami, correct? Right now.
my boxing gym is in Delray Beach, Florida.
Hmm.
We go on for sparring to Miami as well, but it's
Okay.
kind of an hour drive. So, but basically, I'm training here in Delray with Sugar Hill Stewart. He's Tyson Fury's coach, and he actually just landed back to Florida today after Tyson's Thailand fight. So we start
Okay.
training tomorrow.
Oh man,
Yeah,
when he comes back, he's definitely going to start going through it, isn't he?
yeah, yeah.
Super excited, but it's kind of like I'm going to kind of come up with it. And when you before you come into a boxing match and you're having your walkout, because walkout boxing matches are completely just they're cinematic, and there's so much like aura around that. I would say, what is your feeling you feel when you go through walking out to the ring?
Actually, I'm pretty cool when I'm going for walkouts, and I'm calm
Hmm.
because I already know that I did everything I could during the preparation. And when I'm going to the ring, it's kind of the easiest part, which you should enjoy. If you really love what you're doing, you'll enjoy it. So I'm really excited before going to the ring, and at the same moment, I'm not really emotional because I'm just focused. I
Okay,
just want to get to the ring and start working. So that's the lovely part, actually.
absolutely. Obviously your career is successful. And of course your recent fights and stuff like that. And you're an honorable person. You completely I can tell you're very respectful. Um, what kind of goes through your mind when you're in that ring? Of obviously you have a game plan, but usually your game plan changes right when you get hit in the face. So what is your main thing you like to always do, more or less when you're in the ring?
To be honest with you, when you get into the ring, I don't know, maybe it's working only for me, but you try not to think too much because it takes a lot of time. So you're trying to react to things. So
Yeah.
before the fight, you obviously have some kind of game plan, like you'll pressure the guy or you'll try to stay away from punching zone of him. But most of the time, you just get into the ring and you just meet reality. So you need to react and adapt to that. And at this moment, you can think only between rounds because during the fight, it's just like a split second moment. So you can't really have a time for thinking. You just react to that. So that's kind of what is working for me. I'm trying not to overthink stuff, especially when it's all going so quick, you know?
Yeah, you seem pretty calm. Like you seem like you have a very just
Thank you.
smooth mind thinking. It's very just I'm here to work, finish the fight, and let's go. It's like you definitely seem like an awesome like calm. You usually don't have it usually
Sure.
coming from the ring. Um, what did it feel? Obviously, coming from youth Olympic champion, world champion, and super heavyweight to going into pro boxing as an adult. Like, what was the difference? It felt like as an full adult after 21.
Actually, when I turned pro, it's a really different sport because the pace is different, circumstances in the ring are different. And, in amateurs, you have just 3 rounds
Mhm.
and it's really high pace. But at the same moment, you don't really have a time to change the way of fight, how it's going. Because if the guy taking advantage in the first round and keeps it until the middle of the second round, you can't really change nothing
Yeah.
because judge will see that. And usually if guy wins 2 rounds, so he won the fight. But in pros, you should be really calculated when you're doing things because you can just like a sprint blast yourself on the 100 meters and then you're done. So you should be really careful with how you acting in the fight, what you're doing during the fight. And at the same moment, you can't be really work as a second number because guy will take it as advantage. So yeah, it took some time for me, especially during sparring sessions, to adapt for pro style. But I think right now I'm really adapted for that. I really changed as a boxer, and right now I'm really understand what I should do during the fight and during the sparring as well in the ring as a pro. Because yeah, I started boxing at 6 or 7, and my amateur career was from the moment when I was 12. So I had a lot of experience, but at the same time, it was different kind of sport experience. It helps me, but at the same moment, it's completely different. It's kind of, awkward.
Absolutely. And obviously you're gonna have well, you definitely have a different cultural boxing. If you I don't know if you feel that way from Russian style boxing, and you have, of course, you come to America. What do you feel like is different in that aspect of boxing within itself? Like, what's the difference between obviously different cultural? I'll say, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, as I say about my father, he was a really successful amateur boxer, but at the same moment, he had unusual style for Soviet Union guys because he was a puncher and he was a
Hmm.
pressure fighter. He wasn't jumping on the feet like usually people see as Russian and other past Soviet Union guys. He had completely different style, and that's what he was teaching me. And I think he the first guy who really how to explain that. I'm Russian. I don't have so much vocabulary.
It's okay.
Yeah. So my father had a different style from other guys, and I was looking at him and I was trying to learn from him. And
Hmm.
that's why at the same moment my adaptation was pretty quick because I didn't need to change everything. I was already half a pro as an amateur.
Absolutely. And if you don't mind me asking, it's completely up to you. But I just like to know because what what was your first thought ever coming fighting and obviously fighting coming training to America? What was the mindset different that you felt like you had?
You know, from my partners who I'm working with, I was warned that it will be really lonely and it will be completely different lifestyle here.
Hmm.
And I was preparing myself that it will be not cool here for the first time.
Okay.
And, it took some time for me to understand that I'm really right now on my own. It's not my
Okay.
parents here. It's not my friends here. I need to start a new life here. So, but at the same moment, as my partner said, I was the most successful guy on this stuff because other guys, they just can't stay here. They all the time missing their family. They missing their countries, and it's hard for them to adapt for new reality. But for me, it wasn't really a big problem because, as I said, I was warned for that.
Hmm.
And I really want to become a successful professional boxer, and you need to make sacrifices. And I never was trying to drink or any kind of other stuff. So I didn't really have any kind of sacrifices. I like to train all the time, and I enjoy the process of boxing. Yeah, but
Yeah.
move to another country and miss my family, it was my biggest kind of sacrifice, if I can say that.
Absolutely. Well, it definitely moving and starting not really starting a new life, but starting a different training pattern. It'll give you a better arsenal. Do you feel like your arsenal changed a little bit? Like, I would say you added a couple things to your arsenal in itself, like different style or even movements or anything like that?
Yeah, I could switch stances before I turned pro. And right now, I think it's a really huge advantage because I can train both strengths and improve in both.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really improved my arsenal here and became even more experienced from sparring that I have here that I've been going through for years in Russia. Because here, guys, they really sparring hard
Mhm.
and they really, want to rip your head off. In Russia, it's kind of, it's more in a teaching way. It's more
Okay.
drills, but here it's a real war. But I think it's a real deal because here you're trying to adapt for that. You're in a really danger zone, and it
Mhm.
makes you uncomfortable and makes you grow. So I
A
really like.
lot a lot more technique work, you'll say, I guess, in that pattern, and a lot like more fundamental techniques, you would say, a little bit differently, probably.
Yeah, people usually here don't work on technique; they just ramble.
As no,
It's
hey,
good and bad at the same moment because uh, if guy doesn't know what to do, he will not really learn.
mhm,
He'll just get tougher, or he'll just get broken from this. But if you know why you're getting to the ring and what kind of game plan you have for this sparring, you're really improving because you're in a comfortable position and your brain and muscles recognize it more in the future.
absolutely. Like, of course, when you get into I guess you get that mindset of like your adrenaline's pumping, and more you train on technique and of course fundamentals, it's going to stay with you. Because as mind mental, it's like mental, like your muscle memory is
Yeah.
automatically going to kick in every single time. So that explains why you're definitely successful in a boxing match within itself because it's phenomenal. Your fights are phenomenal. But what what has been briefly recall your memory? What has been like your favorite fight, your favorite boxing match you've been in so far?
Probably my fight against a Mexican guy who was 8-0 when I won my first belt. Like it's a Federal 18 belt, WBA. Yeah, because it was kind of a switching moment because it was my second undefeated opponent and we had
Mhm.
same record with him. And I needed to prove that I'm a real deal here.
Yeah,
Because you can have whatever you want in amateurs, but in pros it's completely different, and people don't really pay attention for that because it's different sport. So now I broke jaw with this guy, and let's say um, they decided not to go to the fourth round, and yeah, it was my first memorable real fight. I think like I
absolutely.
really went to win, and I needed to break him. What I did.
You definitely. Hey, it sounds like definitely he quit. He had to quit at the stool if you broke him there. So when you have to quit at the stool, it just shows that like it was you came down to it to where you had to finish this guy. And taking somebody else's zero is completely a big thing. Like it was his or yours, and you don't want to give up yours. So
Yeah, that's for sure.
it was his or yours zero. So you had to take it out. So it's like if you don't mind me asking, I don't know how your management will allow you to answer this question, so I don't want you to answer and get you in trouble. Um, I'm definitely curious, like what is your I would say your next promotion or anything like that? What does you seem that you want to fight next so far, anything like that? Like any promotion or anything coming up in the future for you?
Actually, right now we're looking for every opportunity
Hmm.
because I just want to stay active. And my previous years, I had 4 or 5 fights each year, which was really good for professional boxing. And right now, I see pattern like heavyweights and other weight classes, guys just fighting once a year, so twice a year. But I'm not happy with that. So right now, we're looking for a potential date, and the most probable date is October 2nd in Orlando. We're looking for this one, but maybe if something will be around this date or before, we'll take it because we're just looking for every fight. I want to take as much experience as I can right now and just grow in ratings. Doesn't matter who, doesn't matter where, we're just ready.
Absolutely. I definitely know some definitely Fox promotions that are controlling a lot of things. It's called Fightbook. I'm pretty sure I don't know if I'm allowed to say that name, but I'm pretty sure they would appreciate it. Um, but definitely thing to check out. I'll definitely say the most, especially staying active. If you're like free agent it through the way, that'd be completely awesome to do. So I definitely try to connect you with that guy. So, but what is I definitely love to allow a lot of native language, especially on my podcast. Um, Is there anything you want to say to anyone that definitely would you want to speak? It's up to you if you want to speak in Russian to anyone before we log off that you want to say to anyone. Of course, your family that's going to see this or any promotions or anything like that. If you want to say anything, it's awesome. If you would, that'd be completely honorable to me if you like that.
Can you please explain again? I didn't really
Oh,
understand.
okay. Is there you want to say to anybody or anything like that in your native language that's on the podcast that you like to say something to as a message to your sponsors, your team, or coaches, and like that, you want to say in Russian, it'd be very honorable to me if you'll say that, if you want to say anything to them, if you like.
Actually, right now, I don't have any connections with Russian promotions or
Okay,
any kind
perfect.
of
All right.
sport business there. So I don't have really any kind of message. I
All right.
didn't even think about that before our interview. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. That's the reason why it's to the point where, like, because I'm very, very open on this podcast. You know, I'm very open to anything like that. So, um, I definitely, I appreciate you actually speaking to me because speaking to like a world champion, Olympic champion, youth world Olympic champion is completely honorable
No,
to me.
it's an honor for me, as I said, and I really appreciate you for invitation. And it's really nice conversation. And it's a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you.
So, thanks for speaking to me. I definitely stay connected. I would love to speak to you before your next promotional fight and stuff like that. Just kind of work it through and what's next for you. I'm completely. I would love to be. Thanks for letting me be part of your career, man. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Brother. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.